This is Thistlewood Manor, a Doll's Debacle, an Eliza Montagu Cozy Mystery, Book 7, written by Fiona Grace, read by Amelia. Chapter 1. Crack! Went the sound of the willow bat on the leather ball. It was followed a moment later by a smattering of polite applause from the crowd surrounding the local cricket pitch. Eliza Montagu joined in, looping her dog Scout's leash over her wrist as she clapped with faux enthusiasm. "Did you see that wrist spin? Excellent bowling," the man sitting next to her on the small wooden grandstand observed. "Excellent indeed," Eliza replied, pasting on a smile. The cricket field was in a picturesque location, on a flat, perfectly groomed piece of ground opposite the village green, and about a mile from her family home, Thistlewood House. In one direction was a view of a barley field, bathed in warm morning sunshine. In the other direction was the quaint cricket pavilion with its white-painted boards and artistic wrought-iron trim. Beyond it was the village itself, nestled beside a wooded hill. It was peaceful, beautiful and scenic, and oh so impossibly dull. Sitting on the grandstand, Eliza tried not to fidget, stifling a yawn as the man in charge of updating the scores wrote new numbers on the board, and the fielders got themselves ready and the batsmen got into position. Then the bowler flexed his arms a few times before trotting down the pitch yet again, and hurling the ball in the batsman's direction once more, while everyone watched this as if they were actually absorbed and excited by it. She just couldn't understand it. Crack! Pitter-patter went the applause. "Well, that was a slog sweep," the man on Eliza's left commented. "Very good lofted shot. Almost a sitter, but too well placed for that." "Absolutely a display of exceptional skill," she agreed, with no idea what any of his terminology meant. The nuances of the game, though fascinating to the aficionados of the sport, were lost on her. It wasn't for want of trying. She had tried, but she didn't get the point of it at all. The only reason she was here at all was that Thistlewood House was a supporter of the village cricket series, and that meant that every year Eliza, as well as her brothers Cedric and Melville, were expected to make an appearance and socialise with the teams and the spectators. Eliza was never one to agree to do anything just because it was expected of her, and especially when the game itself had so many of the upper-class connotations that she despised. The only reason she was showing her face grudgingly was because her father had a particular fondness for the sport and had asked her if she'd be attending. When she'd narrowed her eyes in a rebellious fashion, he'd then whispered to her that the game bored him rigid too, but it was a good place to socialise among the local community for business reasons. Eliza had accepted that the need to speak to customers and potential customers, seek out business opportunities and show her face with grace and enthusiasm, outweighed her personal loathing of a game that she thought was not only insanely dumb.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?